All right, hey, welcome. It's B here with B Sports Report. Uh, it's time. We got basketball season starting up. I've already done my football videos for the week, but we got Kentucky has a basketball game tomorrow, Sunday and Tuesday. But I'm only going to break down two of the games. I'm going to break down the Utah Valley Kentucky game, which is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock on SEC Network, and we got the Vermont game Sunday at 3:30 on ESPN. Uh, I know I said I was going to break down. I was going to do a women's breakdown. There's a preview, like season preview. I really don't know enough about women's basketball. I can tell you that South Carolina women have, they've been really good. They are good. I can tell you UConn women's been good. But those are like the top two I know for sure. That been pretty consistent every year. And really, I didn't even have the time to really break down the whole Kansas game. Get ready for the preview of a Kansas game. So let alone preview about women's basketball. Break down some teams and figure stuff out. But no, I'm not hating on them. If it's Kentucky, I pull for them. I bleed blue. But I will mention some of their games in these films throughout the basketball season as they do these videos. I'll watch them. If I could figure out a way without copyrighting, using UK basketball highlights, women's and men, I'll put them in here. But all right, let's get started here. Utah Valley is out of the WAC conference. They went 6-8 last year in the WAC. 17-17 overall. Mark Pope is their head coach. He's a former UK player, and it's his third season there. They're actually the Utah Valley Wolverines. Mark Pope's career coaching record at Utah Valley is 29-35. Ain't really too shabby. Of course, ideally you'd like to see a little better, but Utah Valley actually plays Kentucky tomorrow night at Rupp, and then they go down to Cameron Indoor and have to play Duke. I feel that's. I just hope to God nobody does them dirty. That's pretty trouble there. Had to play number 5 team and number 1 team back-to-back nights. But looking at their roster, they're what you can see up in your top right corner of your screen. They got some big men. Which if you don't know much about Kentucky basketball this year, every player, I want to say every player for Kentucky this year is 6'7" or taller. They can play any position on the court. So this right here is kind of worrisome. Looking at their roster, their smallest guys, 6'2"? Yeah, they got 3 players that are like 6'2". You got 1 player at 6'3", 2 players at 6'4", and then 2 or 3 players at 6'5". So other than that, something else is kind of worrisome. These guys are actually veterans here. They only got 2 freshmen on the roster, and they got 4 sophomores. So everybody else is juniors and seniors. So 6 players are still considered underclassmen out of 13. They're pretty well veteran there. They got a lot of experience. And they got size to play with Kentucky. I don't know how athletic these guys are with their size. But that could be, this could be a pretty good matchup here. But so you got Utah Valley. I mean, I'm sure Kentucky. I ain't even looked at none of the games for the weekend, but I'm sure Kentucky's heavy favorites in this game. Um, but I mean, don't be surprised if this game, is probably within 10, 15 points most of the game. Because I'm just by going by their size. I see some of their highlights. They love to run the fast break. Uh, but so I mean, I'm assuming with their height and all that, they can rebound. Uh, Kentucky's had trouble in some of their exhibition games this year, rebounding, getting out rebounded. Uh, I'm going to also assume these guys can probably knock down the threes, which, and a lot of these, watching college basketball and stuff, a lot of these mid-major schools, they uh, they rely heavily on the three-point shot. Uh, and I think that's one thing. That's one of Kentucky's weaknesses this year is defending the arc. And we're going to see how that goes this year. Uh, but I'm gonna say Kentucky does win this game. Um, they probably end up, pulling away late. Uh, and I'll even give a score. I'll say we were in the 80s in this game. I'll say somewhere around 84, 82, probably 64 or something. We'll go 82-64. Kentucky beats Utah Valley. Uh, which actually would bring me to my next game, um, which is the Vermont Catamounts. Um, which now here's a team for you. Uh, they're out of the American East. Their head coach is John Becker. It's the seventh season there. Last year they went 29-6 and 16-0 in the American East conference there. So uh, pretty good record last year. They also made the NCAA tournament last year. They played Purdue pretty tough. I want to say Purdue pulled away like in the closing last 5 minutes or so of the game. Other than that, Vermont was in the game, and I wouldn't even want to say Purdue even had the lead. Vermont had the lead in this game for a little while over Purdue. But so once again, this is another one of those. There's another one of those teams that this team really does bother me, worry me a little bit. Being the NCAA last year, I'm thinking they've been the past 2 years at least. I wanted to say they made the tournament the last 2 years. This team's gonna play small ball. Their tallest players like 6'7", 6'9". They have a 6'9" and a 6'8" player. So this is going to be a lot of small ball. Also, a very experienced team. A lot of veterans. They got 5 freshmen. And it looks like everybody else is... they got 1 sophomore. Everybody else is juniors and seniors. So 5 freshmen and 1 sophomore. Everybody else is juniors and seniors. So, once again, here's another team that has experience. And what's even more, what worries me even more about this team is they've actually made the tournament and played Purdue close. These guys, they're going to want to run the fast break on us. And they're probably going to want to shoot from the outside in the half court. And so these guys get hot. This game could easily look bad for Kentucky. I don't Let's hope the guy at Kentucky can out rebound him at least. Give him one shot and end it. Don't give him second chances. I keep the turnovers down. But in this game, I'm going to say this game is going to be a fast-paced game, which probably could actually, I don't know. I think it benefit Kentucky. Fast-paced game would actually benefit Kentucky. Get Vermont tired, but yeah. So, well, I'm gonna go ahead and predict this game. I'm gonna say 78-62. 78-62 in this game. I think we pull away a little bit at the end. But so Kentucky wins this game 78-62. Be 2-0. Yeah, but I'm going to do the preview and review of these games Sunday. But before I go, I broke down the threats for Vermont and Utah Valley. I didn't know much about this when I did the season preview. I broke down their schedule for Kentucky here. But Kevin Knox, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and Quade Green are all going to be big factors for Kentucky this year. We also got Hamidou Diallo. He's going to be really good for us. Nick Richards. I just have a bad feeling about this. I just have a bad feeling about him. I have a feeling that I don't think he's going to be as bad as Scal, but he's going to be kind of an experiment. Where maybe he possibly needs to come back next year and work on, improve. This year he needs to just kind of get better and muscle up. Next year he can improve. Vanderbilt right now, Jared Vanderbilt is kind of, he's out. And I've heard something about today on the radio where Coach Cal said, not Coach Cal, his dad, Vanderbilt's dad said Coach Cal ain't trying to rush him back. So it probably will be before January, when he plays. But I don't know, man. There's reports going both ways. Of course, Jared Baker's out for 3 months. But yeah. So, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and kind of the roster I wouldn't mind seeing because I liked it in the exposition. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander running the two, either running the point or the two guard. Quade Green, really Green and Alexander both running the guards, the 1 and the 2, and then you got Knox and Diallo, they're 3 and 4, and Richardson in the middle. That gives us 4 ball handlers and some really good outside perimeter shooting. But both of the all these guys, Quade's showed a lot of really good outside range. He's gonna be a big factor for this team this year. But kind of the guy I think is gonna be the Malik Monk, Jamal Murray, the past couple of years is actually gonna be Kevin Knox. I think he's probably our better player we got this year. The way he's playing, anyways. Diallo needs to be consistent this season. But as long as we get all these players playing good this week, I don't see us having a problem. Especially play defense on the outside and everything else. Rebound. Ty Wynyard's also going to get some playing time this year, along with I knew it was Mr. Lane, Gabriel, Wynyard Gabriel. He's really toughened up this year. his all season, gotten bigger, stronger. He's really playing really good basketball. Uh, but anyways, y'all, I'm gonna get off here. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, uh, and comment, uh, positive or negative. So we can always run them out to each other, or I appreciate any positive feedback. Let's go, Cats. Peace.